Now, it's time to meet the players of college sports today, presented by the Allen Law Firm, and get this show started. He's a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, a first-round NFL draft choice, and a member of the College Football Hall of Fame as both a player and coach. He is the head ball coach, Steve Spurrier. He's a rare two-time SEC Player of the Year and spent over a decade in the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, Shane Matthews. And presenting the host of the show, with over 25 years of sports broadcasting experience, Terry Norvell. Coming to you from the Future Home Loan Studio inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, it's time for College Sports Today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell. Presented by the Allen Law Firm.
Well, we have made it to college football's Christmas Eve is what I'm calling it. Welcome to a Friday edition College Sports Today, presented by Allen Law Firm. And I also want to, of course, always thank our good friends at Future Home Loans. We are inside the Future Home Loan Studio, inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Coach Spurrier, you've been through a few of these. I call it College Football Christmas Eve. Tomorrow, it's a limited schedule, but tomorrow college football kicks off. We got games that count, Coach.
Yeah, they call that week zero.
Week zero, yes, sir.
Yeah, I guess we played in it, 2 years ago against Miami. Down in the Citrus Bowl, the Capital One Bowl now. But, yeah, college football is ready to kick off, and we're still a couple of weeks away here with the Gators. But we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. We're going to, in a little bit, we're going to have our first Safe Harbor Seafood picks of the week. Shane is traveling. Shane Matthews is traveling. I've got his picks. And, Coach, we got about 10 games to pick. We'll pick a couple from Saturday, a couple from this coming Thursday and Friday, and then we'll be on the normal schedule. We got about 10 games. There's 3 or 4 compelling games in there, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Again, we want to thank our good friends, one of our wonderful sponsors, Safe Harbor Seafood, Crescent Beach, and, of course, Safe Harbor Seafood over in Mayport, the original. They sponsored last year, and they are sponsoring again. It was a lot of fun last year, wasn't it? Those picks were a lot of fun. Kept us all engaged.
Yeah, it's always of interest who you pick, and I don't know why it excites people, but it does. And obviously, I like to try to pick some upsets every now and then.
Absolutely.
I've already gone out on the limb saying we're going to upset Alabama that third game. But anyway, that's a few weeks down the road.
You mentioned that. You made that proclamation here on College Sports Today several weeks ago when you and Shane were doing the show. And then, as a matter of fact, that wonderful preview, you and Shane and Dan Hicken from Jacksonville and Pat Dooley, y'all did that wonderful Gator season preview for the big station out of Jacksonville, 1010XL. And that just started running. And Shane made a comment about Kentucky, and all the Kentucky fans are all mad because Shane said something about, well, they don't throw it real well.
They have not been a good passing team, and today's football is it's not run the ball and play defense. It's pretty much can you outscore the opponents? Heck, that's why Alabama won them all last year. They outscored. What was the final score of our game? 52-44, something like that.
52-46,
they
something like that.
They outscored us.
Yeah.
And it's hard stopping good passing teams. It's just hard to do.
And because of the rules, right? The rules help out.
Well, the rules help out, but people are learning how to get guys open and quarterbacks how to hit them and this, that, and the other. And so good passing teams have a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah. And you helped introduce
To the
sophisticated
SEC.
passing to the Southeastern Conference.
Well, now Miami and FSU, they were throwing the ball
Little
around
bit, sure.
Before I got here at Florida in 1990, but because they weren't in the SEC, I guess they don't get a lot of credit. But, Bobby Bowden's teams were very good passing teams. And Vinny Testaverde and all those, Jim Kelly, all those quarterbacks at Miami, they certainly were very good also.
Coach, have you followed much this alliance now? The three other conferences, the Big Ten, the Pac-12, and the ACC, they've formed this alliance. It's almost like they're trying to bully the SEC a little bit. I don't know if the alliance is really going to do much, but have you followed much? They're trying to 3-on-1 bully the SEC a little bit. I don't think that's the right thing to do, though.
I don't know what's right or wrong.
Yeah.
I think they're just basically trying to say, hey, together we're a strong group. Individually, that SEC's maybe bigger and stronger.
Yeah,
more powerful because of the money that comes into the SEC. But I think they're just trying to show some strength.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're going to be here. And we'll do what we can to improve our conferences.
It appears there's two areas that the group of three, this alliance, is trying to kind of assert some pressure. It appears they want to, if the playoff is expanded to 12 teams, it appears that the alliance, if they vote yes to expand, they want to put a cap of 3 per conference. Now, of course, the SEC is going to look at this thing and go, well, if it goes to 12 and you get the legitimate 12 deserving teams, the SEC thinks they'll have 5 or 6. So that's the one thing that they're going to do. They're going to say, we want to cap it at 3. And they think by having 3 votes to the SEC's 1 vote, I think, Coach, they're trying to twist their arm. I don't know how that's going to work, though. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting. But the bottom line, I think you'll agree with this, Coach, we need the conferences. Whoever's going to play big boy Power 5 football, you got to get along. You want them to get along. You're still in that same one big pool of college athletics. You want them to get along.
Oh, I certainly agree with that. And I've always believed in college sports, obviously look out for yourself, but you got to have somebody to play.
Absolutely.
If Alabama's got all the money and all the best players, they still got to have somebody to go beat all the time.
Yeah.
So you got to look out for your competition a little bit, and that's what the conferences try to do. Hey, we're going to split up the money evenly.
Sure.
So after that, though, you're on your own, I guess.
Yeah. It's strange. They're trying to kind of a power play against the SEC. I don't think that's going to win. I don't think they're going to win that, but they really need to play nice and figure this thing out. Coach, we'll get to the picks in a minute. We'll take a quick break and get to the picks in a minute. Did you see the news? This came out about 3 or 4 days ago. I don't think you and I visited. The great Lee Corso. Everybody loves Lee. He's been around the college game his whole life, basically. Really became a star on game day the last 30 or 40 years, Lee Corso. Last year he was part of the game day crew, but he stayed in Orlando. They had a hookup on his back patio. You remember that, Coach? ESPN came out 3 or 4 days ago, announced that Lee Corso will return to game day for his whatever year, Coach. They said he's going to be on site, though. They're sending him back on site. And I say this with not being mean. In the press release, Lee Corso is 86 years old, still doing it. How about 86, Coach? Isn't that something? That is incredible.
He had that stroke,
Yeah.
and he talks about it and how he recovered and the therapy he went through and so forth. But I remember about 8 or 10 years ago, he said, "I'm going to do this as long as I can."
Yeah.
And that's what keeps people going.
I totally
no
agree.
matter what your age, keep doing something. And certainly, I keep up with all these podcasts and involved here at the restaurant.
Absolutely.
And so I'm staying busy also. We got to stay busy in life out there.
Yeah, you haven't slowed down at all? I mean, there's times I see your schedule and I hear about your schedule. I go, good Lord,
No,
Coach
it's
is busy.
No, it's not that.
You stay busy.
It's not that busy, but we all got to have something to do in life. So I'm happy. I got a lot of stuff to do.
Absolutely. Let's take a quick break here. We are on a Friday edition. Glad you're with us here on College Sports Today. Coach Spurrier, Terry Norvell, Shane Matthews traveling. I have his picks. We are broadcasting right here from the Future Home Loan Studio. College Sports Today presented by the Allen Law Firm. Real quick, good way to get a hold of them. Just on your phone, pound yes. Hit pound yes if you've been in an accident or have a situation, been injured or in an accident. Pound yes, Allen Law Firm. Coming to you here from the Future Home Loans Studio. Break time on the other side. Picks, yes, college football starts. We got a bunch of picks. The Safe Harbor Seafood Picks of the Week start when we come back.
The good vibes. What? All the good vibes we had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again.
Taste the islands and every drop of Vida de Luis tequila. 100% blue agave from Tequila, Mexico. Good vibes.
All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again.
time to thank the sponsors that make College Sports Today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell possible. Vida de Luis Tequila, the official tequila of College Sports Today. Make sure you ask for Vida de Luis Tequila by name in your favorite bars and restaurants throughout the state of Florida. And of course, with your next margarita inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Safe Harbor Seafood Mayport, Safe Harbor Seafood Crescent Beach, and Sliders Oyster Bar Neptune Beach. The official seafood restaurants of College Sports Today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell can be found up and down the Northeast Florida coast. Safe Harbor Seafood Mayport, Safe Harbor Seafood Crescent Beach, and Sliders Oyster Bar Neptune Beach. The proud seafood sponsors of College Sports Today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell. J.B. Coxwell Contracting, established in 1983 and offering complete site development, go with the company generally considered the most well-respected heavy civil construction firm in Northeast Florida. Go with J.B. Coxwell Construction. For advertising information to get your business on College Sports Today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell, simply shoot me an email, tnsportsjacks@yahoo.com. Again, shoot me, Terry Norvell, an email, and I'll get back with you. That email address again, tnsportsjacks@yahoo.com.
Back here on a Friday, glad you're with us here. Coach Spurrier, Terry Norvell, Shane Matthews traveling, but don't worry, we've got his picks. We are broadcasting from the Future Home Loans studio. We're inside Coach's podcast room, inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. You know it's open, ready to go for you. Make your reservations, spurriersgridirongrill.com. Easy to make reservations right there, and you will have a big-time great menu. I want to thank Allen Law Firm sponsoring our show, College Sports Day, presented by Allen Law Firm. Remember, to get a hold of the good folks over there, pound yes. Just that simple on your phone, pound yes, and you will talk to an expert. Coach Spurrier, ready to do some picks?
Let's do it.
You ready to do some picks? Let's get some games up here.
Right.
We got about 10, Coach. Let me see if I can pull these back up. And we want to thank Safe Harbor Seafood. They are our sponsor for the. Look at there. This is official. See there? That means it's official, Coach, right there. I got the Safe Harbor right here. That's the official scorebook right there. So here we go. Got about 10, 2 games tomorrow. We're going to have 2 from Saturday, 3 from next Thursday, and then some on Friday. All right, Coach, here we go. Tomorrow, Nebraska, Scott Frost, a lot of heat. A lot of heat on Scott Frost right now, on and off the field. They're not doing very good. He's 12 and 20. They open up, it's a Big Ten game tomorrow at Illinois. That's Brett Bielema. Remember, he took that job because Lovie Smith.
Got fired.
Yeah. So Brett Bielema back. I think Brett
Bielema
Bielema he needs to be in that conference. He's Big Ten guy.
Run the ball, yeah. He's a big lineman, run the ball, control the clock, and so forth.
Yeah.
And of course, Nebraska, they've been training all summer. Somebody said a little bit extra according to the rules. But anyway, I think Scott Frost will have his guys maybe ready to really play and beat Illinois.
So you're going with Nebraska on the road. Big Ten openers. Odd. First game of the year, and the Big Ten's got a couple of openers right out of the gate. So Coach takes Nebraska. I'll do the same. I'll take Nebraska. Obviously, Lovie Smith got fired. Illinois was really bad last year. I don't think Bielema has a lot to work with this year. I think he'll do good there. I think he's where he needs to be. He's in that Big Ten. And Shane also took Nebraska. Also tomorrow, the 3:30 game is Hawaii. They'll come onto the mainland, and they'll play at UCLA tomorrow. Chip Kelly, year 4 now. And, Coach, I don't know if people realize it got buried. UCLA started playing pretty good football the second half of last year. They started playing pretty good football. They've got a dynamic quarterback. Shane went with UCLA at home. What do you think? Hawaii at UCLA?
UCLA, yeah. Chip Kelly, we all knows a offensive coach, a good one, and I think their defensive talent has gotten better at UCLA. So they feel like they can challenge for the Pac-12.
They really do.
So
they really do.
We'll see.
That's going to be a real interesting game to watch, really from the UCLA standpoint, because Coach, remember this: UCLA opens up tomorrow at home, obviously against Hawaii. They then next week host LSU. LSU doesn't play this week, so UCLA will have a game on LSU. They'll already have played a game, and LSU will get on a plane and travel 1,800 miles. We'll talk about that game next Friday, but that'll be interesting. I really want to see UCLA. By the way, Hawaii's not too bad. Todd Graham is out there. They were 5-4 and won a bowl game last year, so Hawaii's not terrible.
It is pretty good.
They're not terrible, but across the board, I'm going to obviously go with UCLA as well, so we're across the board even right now. We move to games on Thursday. This is this coming Thursday, September 2nd. We've got 3 we're going to pick. Ohio State, another Big Ten opener. Ohio State at Minnesota. Shane has taken Ohio State. Ohio State Stroud, C.J. Stroud, named the starter. He's a redshirt freshman. Buckeyes, though, are loaded again, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, they're picked top 5, top 3 or whatever. And row your boat. PJ, he'll have his guys ready.
Yeah, they will.
He
They
will. But
PJ Fleck.
Ohio State's probably a little bit too strong for Minnesota.
Coach Spurrier going to Ohio State. Shane went Ohio State. I will as well. Last year, Minnesota didn't really represent. They played the same type of game. They opened up with Michigan and didn't play real well last year. I think Minnesota will play pretty well. It'll be interesting to see that Ohio State new quarterback. He's got, as a matter of fact, Coach, the new quarterback for Ohio State, C.J. Stroud, he opens on the road in a conference game, and then their second game is Oregon. That's the big showdown with Oregon. That's pretty tough for a redshirt freshman. Yeah. But we all go Ohio State. The next game, this is a Thursday game as well, September 2nd. Probably the toughest game to pick. The next game we have is Boise State, first-year coach, because we know Harsin is at Auburn, but Boise State, they're at UCF. That is a good game. Shane took UCF. Boise at UCF, Coach. What do you think? Tough game.
That is a tough game. Boise came into Tallahassee. He beat the Seminoles. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
It was
Georgia
2
Tech
years
got 'em
ago.
last year. Yeah.
Okay.
Beat them bad in the second half, Coach.
Yeah. I'll take Gus Malzahn and his guys down there at UCF. They're talking about national championship.
Yeah.
So to do that, they got to beat Boise to start with. So
It'll be a good game, isn't it?
It should be. Yeah, it should be a heck of a game.
Good game, Boise. And you kind of look at the coaching dynamic. Both programs, first-year coaches. Boise has the guy, Andy Avalis, if I pronounce it right, the guy from Oregon, the D coordinator, came over because Harsin went to Auburn, and of course Malzahn is at UCF. So 2 new coaches at these programs. That might be the best game of the 10 we're going to pick.
Could
so
be.
you two both like UCF. I'm going to go UCF at home. I tell you, if that was at Boise, I'd have taken Boise. I think that's a close game, and I'm going with the home team. Coach, the third game we're looking at here on the Safe Harbor Seafoods picks, week 0 picks, as a matter of fact, East Carolina at Appalachian State. Shane went App State. They're at home. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going with App State also. They got a lot of tradition up there in Boone, North Carolina. So from year to year, those kids get ready to play.
Yeah.
And it's at home, so I'll take them against East Carolina.
Well, right now we're all even across. I'm going to take them as well. But, that Boise, I gave a double look at Boise State. I gave a double hard look, but I went ahead and said UCF. That'll get us to Friday, Coach. We got about 5 games on Friday. This is September 3rd, and we want to go ahead and get these picked to include them in the week 0. Pretty decent game here out of the ACC next Friday. We got a good slate on Friday. North Carolina, Sam Howell, Mac Brown's done a nice job. Boy, he's got that program on solid footing. North Carolina at Virginia Tech. Shane took North Carolina.
Oh, yeah, I'm taking North Carolina. I really believe this could be the year. If North Carolina can beat Clemson, they can win the ACC championship for the first time since 1980.
80?
That's right.
They haven't won one since 80.
41 years since Lawrence Taylor played there. It was the last year they won
The
one.
Duke Blue Devils have won one since
And Wake
then.
Forest has won one since,
Yeah, they went down to the Orange.
But this could be the year for the Tar Heels. I'm telling you, Jim Collins, the coach with me here at Florida all these years and coached in the Alliance. He's one of their coaches now. He's one of those analyst guys.
Gotcha.
Comes and goes, helps out. And he said, Coach, we got some ball players here, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
On defense, offense. So they got size, speed, got the quarterback. They got a chance for a big year.
NFL loves that quarterback. Sam Howell. The NFL loves that quarterback.
They do.
I'm going to take North Carolina as well across the board. That may be a pretty good game. Virginia Tech, they need a good season. That Fuente has started to get a little heat. Remember, he was the hot guy 5 years ago. He was the red hot guy coming out of Memphis, and he's had some ups and downs. Interestingly, you mentioned this could be a huge year for North Carolina and what they do at Clemson. They don't play in the regular season. They would meet up in the championship game. So, but I think your point's a good one. For North Carolina to get to the special place they want to go, they're probably going to have to slay Big Bad Clemson at some point.
Eventually, that's correct.
Yeah, they're going to have to get them. So we're across the board. We've got Old Dominion. Our next game is at Wake Forest. Old Dominion coach did not play football last year. They canceled the whole season, so they did not play football. Wake Forest, Dave Clawson, they had a nice little year last year. They had a good season. But Old Dominion, I just want everybody to know, they did not play. I don't know how that factors. They canceled all their games. ODU at Wake Forest. Shane went with Wake Forest. What do you think, Coach?
Wake Forest. Yeah, I like Wake. I don't know a lot about Old Dominion.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're related to the voting machines.
Yeah,
Remember the
you remember the
Dominion
Dominion?
voting machines? That's the last time I heard the
Yeah.
Dominion word.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Wake does a good job.
Clawson's
and
pretty good
Clawson,
coach, isn't he?
yeah, he's a real good coach, staff. They play hard, play smart, and they don't beat themselves. So I think Wake should prevail there.
That moves us to, got 3 games left here on the Safe Harbor Seafood picks of the week 0. We just get started week 0. We've got Shane's picks. He's out of town on business. Another Big Ten opener. Pretty good game now. How about Michigan State? This is Friday as well, next Friday. Michigan State at Northwestern. Shane went with Northwestern. Pretty decent game, and the conference game. By the way, Ryan Holinsky. Remember him from South Carolina?
Oh, yeah, he's there.
He's the starting quarterback for Northwestern.
He's the starter?
I think he's starting
Okay.
for Northwestern. And, you know, South Carolina screwed that up. They kind of ran him out of there. Holinsky played 2 years ago and kind of did. I don't think he got a real shot. He left out of there. But Ryan Holinsky, the old South Carolina quarterback, looks like he'll start for Northwestern at home versus Michigan State. Shane took Northwestern. What do you think?
Oh, I'm going with Northwestern also.
Okay.
They played in the championship game against Ohio State, played them tough. Little offense here and there. Northwestern could have won that game. So, yeah, Holinsky, got to know him a little bit. I met him once when he was there at South Carolina. He's a good passer.
Yeah.
And if he's won the starting job, they need some offense.
Yeah.
If Northwestern, if they can average 28 points a game, they
Win a lot of
got
games.
a chance. They
They'll
got
win a lot
a
of
chance to win the Big Ten up there.
They will win a lot of games. It's a tough one, though. This is a tough one. Michigan State had a kind of a weird year. Mel Tucker, I guess, is over there at Michigan State. They had a weird year. They didn't win a lot of games last year, but they beat Michigan. They beat Michigan bad. I'm going to go with you guys, though. We're kind of boring right now, but we're all doing what we think is the right thing. We all go Northwestern in the Big Ten opener with Michigan State. 2 more games for next Friday, and that'll wrap it up here for our Week 0 picks. Coach, here's one. Duke is at Charlotte. Now, Shane has taken Charlotte, the 49ers. They're at home. This game last year, Duke won 53-19 in Duke. Shane has taken Charlotte. Duke at Charlotte. Your Dukies.
Yeah, I have to go with the Dukies, although I met the Charlotte coach, Will Healy.
Healy, yeah.
In fact, we actually played in the same group at the golf tournament out at the Fiesta Bowl in Phoenix.
That was recently,
this
wasn't
past
it?
year.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
this was
This year.
back in April or something like
Gotcha.
that. But anyway, Will Healy will have that team ready. This is their opportunity to beat a Power
Yeah.
5 school.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the Charlotte 49ers, that's their
Yes,
nickname. They've
yeah.
never beaten a Power
Is that
5
right?
school. So they got a chance to set some school history, and they will be ready to play. I think he's done a good job there, excellent job. And to beat Duke would be a big
Yeah.
feather in the cap for UNC Charlotte. I'm pulling for the Dukies, though, man.
And you're going with Duke?
Yeah, I would never.
You're going with Duke, though, right?
I'm
Yes.
going with Duke. I never would have been the Florida coach if I hadn't gone to coach at Duke University. So my loyalty is always with the Dukies.
Well, you're right, though. Here's Charlotte. They're the up-and-coming program. They've only played football for a decade or so, and they've got one of the established boys coming to their place, a neighborhood rival. You know, I mean, Duke's right there. They're right there in the same area, basically, you know, and that'd be a big game. So Shane takes Charlotte. You take Duke. I'm going with Duke as well. I'm
Really?
going with Duke, so we've got a little bit of a split here.
Oh,
Something's going to
good.
shake in that game. And, Coach, our final game we're going to pick is South Dakota State, okay? They are at Colorado State. And a couple things before you make your pick. Shane went South Dakota State, okay? So Shane went with South Dakota State. South Dakota State was the runner-up in the football championship, FCS. They lost to Sam Houston State. So they're a good football team. They nearly won their division last year, and they are at Colorado State, coached by Steve Adazio. Right? Steve Adazio. Shane went with South Dakota State. Coach, this might be a tough little game. Where you going?
Yeah, I'm going South Dakota State also. Obviously, those guys, this opportunity to beat Colorado State, sort of a bigger school
Yeah.
and so forth. So they'll be pumped up, and I think they'll beat Colorado State.
Yeah, there you have it. So South Dakota State for Shane. I'm going to go Colorado State. So there you have it. I don't know what I'm doing here. And, I finished third. I lost it. So I'm going Colorado State in that.
So we only have about 2 games.
Only about two
Yeah.
or so. And that's normal in the first week. But some decent games. I'll tell you, that Boise UCF's one to really watch. That's going to be a good football game. That is next Thursday. It'll be fun to see Ohio State roll their talent out. And then a couple games tomorrow. Games tomorrow. All right, Coach. They're down. They're official. Ready to rock?
Got our choices. Yeah.
There you go. You wanted to hit a couple things here, a little bit about, I think, the Jags, and they're at Houston. I think you were mentioning that. And a couple other things you might have on your notepad before we get you out of here.
Well, they don't play this week, do they?
No.
The
It's
real
a couple weeks.
season's
Couple weeks.
still in 2
Couple
weeks. Yeah, they're sort of going through the early growing pains, I think. They're not running the ball very well at all. I think that's probably what's got Coach Meyer concerned, that they need to find a way to run the ball, play action pass and stuff like that. But they're playing with a lot of effort and all that, so they'll have a go at them this year.
Yeah.
But I did something yesterday.
Okay.
I've never done in my life. I got double shots. I got my booster shot for the vaccine, and then the lady said, Coach, you can get your flu shot while you're here.
How about that?
And I said, is that permissible? I said, yeah. So I got my flu shot and my booster shot at the same time now. So I got the double shot, and I feel good, and I'm ready to go. And I like what Jerry Jones said. Did you read his comment?
No, what
this
you got?
week? He said, in life we all say everybody has individual freedom, which they do. If you want to live in Montana or Wyoming and up in a cabin somewhere, you probably never will need the vaccination. But if you're on a team, you're a part of a company, part of a group,
Sure.
you have to do what's best for the company, the group, the team, your association. I mean, and this thing about not wanting to take the shot is it's getting a little ridiculous. I mean, you can't sit in a room with your friends and smoke. Smoking's against the rule. So if you've got the COVID, man, you don't need to be in there either. And the way not to have the COVID is get the vaccination shot. It's pretty simple. So,
and that's Jerry Jones.
Yeah, I know I've got some good friends whose kids, actually, 40, 45 years old, are on ventilators and so forth. It is something you do not want to get. So, and the way we're going to defeat it is everyone get vaccinated. So, encourage all the Gators, let's get vaccinated before we come to the swamp.
There you go. Good, well said, Coach. Via Jerry Jones, the Cowboys owner, there makes the show.
Yeah, Jerry.
How about that?
I thought that was pretty good what he said. If you're part of a group, a company, then you got a responsibility to the team, the company, your group. So I agree with him.
Let's take a quick break, Coach. Thank you so very much. I know Spurrier's Gridiron Grill will be rocking and rolling as it always is. This will be another big weekend. Quasi college football starts, but boy, next weekend. Your restaurant in Gainesville will be on fire. It'll be the home opener, and it'll be a lot of fun around here, won't it?
Well, it's been a lot of fun
Yeah.
the last 2.5 weeks. So our employees here are really good. Our chef is the best. So we're off to a very good start. That's got to keep it going.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. We're going to let Coach Spurrier get about his business. Busy weekend for the coach. We'll come back and reset a couple things, including a radio show I want to tell you folks about. I think if you're a college football fan, you're going to enjoy one that I'm involved with. It starts tomorrow. We'll talk about that and wrap up the Friday edition on the other side. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
The good vibes. What? All the good vibes we had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again.
Taste the islands and every drop of Vida de Luis tequila. 100% blue agave from Tequila, Mexico. Good
All the
vibes.
good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again.
It's time to thank the sponsors that make college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell possible. Vida de Louis Tequila, the official tequila of college sports today. Make sure you ask for Vida de Louis Tequila by name in your favorite bars and restaurants throughout the state of Florida. And of course, with your next margarita inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Safe Harbor Seafood Mayport, Safe Harbor Seafood Crescent Beach, and Sliders Oyster Bar Neptune Beach. The official seafood restaurants of college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell can be found up and down the northeast Florida coast. Safe Harbor Seafood Mayport, Safe Harbor Seafood Crescent Beach, and Sliders Oyster Bar Neptune Beach. The proud seafood sponsors of college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell. J.B. Coxwell Contracting, established in 1983 and offering complete site development. Go with the company generally considered the most well-respected heavy civil construction firm in Northeast Florida. Go with J.B. Coxwell Construction. For advertising information to get your business on college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell, simply shoot me an email. tnsportsjacks@yahoo.com. Again, shoot me, Terry Norvell, an email, and I'll get back with you. That email address again, tnsportsjacks@yahoo.com.
The Week 0 picks are in the books. The Safe Harbor Seafood picks are off and running. We had a big time last year. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. You don't want to miss it on Friday. Coach Spurrier, thanks for Coach spending some time with us here inside the Coaches Podcast Room inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. That's where we are broadcasting in our studio, the Future Home Loan Studio. By the way, our good friends at Future Home Loans, what a great company. What a neat company. Veteran-owned and operated. Robert Lynn, I've known him multiple decades. He's a proud veteran. He has really built a strong, strong company all over the Southeast now. Future Home Loans has expanded. They are the largest mortgage lender in the Southeast in 4 years. You don't do that by not knowing what they're doing. Buddy, they know what they're doing. They take great pride in getting the job done no matter what. Get it done is their attitude. They are hands-on in every aspect of the transaction for you. They take the stress away from you. Thank you to Future Home Loans for sponsoring our studio inside Coach's Podcast Room inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Also want to thank Allen Law Firm. Hey, if you've been injured or if you've been in an accident, here's what you do. They've got offices in Gainesville, Ocala, and they serve clients all over the state of Florida. It's as simple as pound yes on your phone. Pound yes. Also check out their webpage, allenlaw.com. Again, Allen, A-L-L-E-N, law.com. Wow, a lot of fun. Can't wait for the picks to start happening. 2 games tomorrow. Not a lot of differences, but we had 2 or 3 at the end that'll shake it up. Next week, next Friday's picks, boy, it's going to be a hell of a picks. We may have to expand 12, 13, 14, 15 games. Next weekend, or next Friday when we're in here on College Sports Today, we will have all those. There are 7 or 8 really good games on Saturday. You've got the standalone Sunday game with Notre Dame and FSU. And then Monday, we'll slide that pick in as well. We've got the Louisville at Ole Miss. Great, great action next Friday. We'll have a ton of picks for Coach and Shane and myself, and you can play along. Feel free to kind of keep your running tabulations as well. Thanking all of our sponsors that you saw the commercials a moment ago. We can't do the show without the wonderful sponsors. Now, college football fans, if you're watching this show, you're a pretty big college football fan. I'm really excited. I've been hired to do a special college football season only college football show on Saturday with my buddy Matt Hayes. You probably know Matt Hayes. He is a wonderfully well-respected national college football writer and a radio host. We will do a show starting tomorrow during college football season on the big stations out of Jacksonville, 1010XL and 92.5 FM. 1010XL is the AM, and then 92.5 is the FM. We're also talking about, I'm going to try and see if I can put it on College Sports Today, our webpage that you're watching right now, our Facebook page, I should say, that you're watching now. But boy, you can grab 1010XL through all the, and Evan, you'll help me, tune in and all these apps, you can listen live. So if you're out of the terrestrial area of Jacksonville, you can follow it. We will start the show tomorrow on 1010XL and 92.5 Terry Norvell, myself, with Matt Hayes. Can't wait. Saturday Kickoff is the name of the show. 11 to 1 tomorrow. The time slot will be right there at 11 to 1-ish, but it will manipulate just a little bit depending on Florida kickoff times, the Gators kickoff times. And there'll be 1 or 2 Saturdays we will not be on the air because Florida will kick off so early and their pregame starts so early. But boy, if you're a college football fan, there's nothing better than a good Saturday morning college football show to kind of lead you right up to it. I'm tremendously excited. I think you're going to enjoy the show. I'm really looking forward to working with the great Matt Hayes. So wanted to get that out as well. That'll just about wrap it up. I want to thank everybody, including Coach Spurrier and Shane Matthews, who's traveling, but he got his picks in for helping this Friday edition. Of course, we can't do the show without Evan Miller, our tremendous producer, who makes everything happen. Thank you to our 2 newest sponsors, Allen Law Firm, the title sponsor of College Sports Today, and we are coming to you now officially. It's been about a week now. We're proud to partner up with our studio. We are in the Future Home Loan Studio in the Coach Spurrier's podcast room inside the beautiful Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. That'll wrap it up. Enjoy some college football Saturday. We'll be back here on Monday talking about some college football and looking forward to a big week 1 of action coming up next Saturday. That'll do it. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you Monday for College Sports Today.